So today we have with us Janae Paylett, the founder of Passionate Intimacy Retreats, a sex and intimacy coaching business that helps couples move beyond talk therapy to truly reconnect and transform their relationships. Through her private and group retreats, Janae guides clients to feel their way into deeper connection using embodied practices, honest communication, and her signature blend of compassion and expertise. Now, Janae's journey from a 26-year sexless marriage to becoming a best-selling author and leading over 100 retreats demonstrates the power of personal healing to spark meaningful change. And while helping couples rediscover intimacy and creating a life of travel, freedom, and authentic love, she proves that vulnerability can be key to both personal and to business success. It's all in together. I love this. Hey, Janae, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mark. I'm super excited to be here.
It's fantastic to have you here.
That always happens when we talk about sex. People stumble their words.
You know what? There might be something in there because we know that once we get in our head and these topics that are a bit maybe taboo or things that we shy away from, it can trigger something. And hey, maybe there's something there that's like, well, this is different. This is new. Am I worried about what people think? It's kind of interesting. So that you may be onto something. It's almost like you're an expert in this field, right?
Kind of. I've been doing it for a while.
Well, look, can you expand on this and just let us all know, where you are today with your business and who is it that you'd love to work with?
Yeah. So I've been doing sex and intimacy coaching for about 15 years. I started around my early 50s. I had just left this 26-year sexless marriage, went through my own pretty intense personal healing journey, sexual healing journey, and realized that my passion was really to help initially women come into their bodies, to reclaim their sexuality. And over the past 15 years, I have a whole bunch of certifications, including being a certified trauma practitioner as well. I went through a pretty intensive 3-year training program. And I really want to say this, I'm not a therapist. I'm a lawyer by training, which, is a little different path to take, I think, for many people. And currently, I live in Asheville, North Carolina. I moved here 6 years ago. And I decided that what I really wanted to focus on was couples work more than just working with individuals, probably because that was my journey. And I've seen how doing my own work and has really helped me come into a beautiful, loving, healthy relationship. But I also knew from all of the work that I did, at least for me, that when I worked with couples and I worked with them over a pretty intense long period of time. So if I work with them over 4 hours, 13 hours over 3 days, like a very intensive retreat experience, that changes actually happened because I was able to be in the room with them when they were triggered. I was able to see what was going on and we didn't have to interrupt it because we were at the end of our 1 hour Zoom session, right? So that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. I've run over 100 private retreats here in Asheville. I also run group Passion in Paradise intimacy retreats for groups of couples and a women's retreat as well. And I'm incredibly passionate about that work and the changes I've been able to help couples be able to see.
Fantastic. Well, these stories, I love how they come, an awful lot of coaches we talk to, it comes from your own journey. What you were lacking, what you were missing, what you've been through. And so many people we just repackage, find new modalities, do something different on, here's what's helped me, here's what I found out, and here's how I can help fast track it or help others to go through this. Your story is exactly the same, which is beautiful. I love the lawyer and a coach. So there is a completely different angle, an experience that you can bring into this that maybe other people can't. So tell me from your client's perspective, when they reach out to you, what are they looking for? Not what you know that they need, but what do they want?
Well, most people who reach out to me, I would say, are pretty much at the end of their rope. I think I am often the last resort for couples who are on the verge of divorcing, separating, because their relationship isn't working, primarily around the intimacy piece. But often it's also about relationship issues as well. And they come to me because a lot of them are in sexless marriages, which, by the way, we define as having sex less than 10 times a year, right? That's for a lot of people to be true, or they're really having challenges around sex in some other way. And they want a solution. They want to feel more connected to their partner. They want to start having sex again. They want to be able to communicate with each other. That's why they come to me.
Can we just dive down why this happens? I think we've all been in relationships that have been high passion, those that have fizzled out, those situations within our life that is independent from our relationship that has a knock-on effect. And you could argue vice versa. Your relationship fuels your ability to be your job or in business. Your business, your job actually has an impact on your personal life. These things are so interwoven. It's crazy. But
Absolutely.
What do you see time and time again that, I mean, for you to be the last resort, that's heartbreaking. I know you'll probably want to get to people before it gets to that point, but here we are. Humans can't change. We make mistakes, and then we only seek help when the wound is bleeding rather than, hold on, this could be a problem in the future. So can you just talk me through so people can maybe identify with themselves? And it's a horrendous thing, or it can feel like a horrendous thing to sort of identify and see, but awareness is so useful. What are the first stepping stones? What's the first signpost? What actually creates this? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel pretty confident that I can answer this. With most couples, what creates this is emotional disconnection. Like for most couples, being emotionally disconnected, not feeling seen, not feeling understood, having had conflict that has not been repaired, not necessarily about sex and intimacy, sometimes it is, but having conflict that hasn't been repaired over a decade or more, right? Creates, like, just as you said, that like there was this little wound that got covered by a Band-Aid. It was a little scratch, but it festers and it festers and it festers and festers. And now all of a sudden, like, you're here and I'm there. Like, we're on totally opposite sides. We don't feel emotionally safe sharing our feelings. We're afraid that, our feelings, if we do that, are going to be actually used against us. So it's almost always like issues in people's sex life almost always goes back to underlying issues in the relationship. And that's the first thing that we have to deal with. Always.
With this, I mean, explain that beautifully. The emotional disconnection, not being seen, not being understood, there's conflict there, not feeling safe, and this snowballs. Now, these elements, I mean, just guide me through this, because some of these are created in the relationship. They are things that happen within this. And there are other times are things that happen independently, that they are brought into the relationship. They happen externally during the relationship. It's not the fault of the relationship, but there's another situation, an event that's happened that brings us in. So it's not always in the relationships. Can you sort of guide through what this could look like?
Yeah, I mean, there are certainly outside forces and experiences that can have an impact. If somebody has an affair, for example, that would obviously be an issue. But I would say that, but at least what I see, Mark, is most of this does happen in the context of the relationship. Like what we bring into the relationship are our childhood wounds that haven't been healed. And we bring that into the relationship. And then, we are attracted to what we grew up with, right? And all of the wounded parts of us are attracted to the in the context of relationship to actually be able to heal some of those wounds. So I would say a lot of it, at least what I see, is actually brought into the relationship.